A file classification system is known as a file method or a technique for categorizing, naming, accessing, and retrieving files. It also can be described as a hierarchical grouping system that focuses on company operation that create papers in a certain organizational setting. Classification is the process of collecting heading in which papers are categorized or classified according to specific criteria before being filed. One of the main goals of file classification is to make files as accessible as possible. According to Manfield Devins, the implementation of the EU General Regulation on Data Security in 2018 has also contributed to a further growth in information identity since companies need to recognize and respect their information to prevent violation and high penalties. The filing system is the mechanism by which records and documentation are stored because it is the key features of the filing system. The reason for categorizing is to give an overview of how the information sources of entities merge into one. The system detects record discrepancies, make it possible for them to be corrected, and provide frequent assistance to users. The filing system keeps records of the past and present them in such a way as to provide all necessary office record to the individual or group concerned. The use of classification and filing system will allow organization in multi-user system setting to standardize user process interface routines and provide organizational support to multiple users. The filing system helps to manage all information properly in one organized manner, so all the required documents and records are easy to find and can overcome confusion and disputes. Using filing system also can facilitate retrieval whenever data is needed. The objective is to include a standard file classification system. The first one, simplify the process of maintaining and using record activity and system. Second, protect document from the past and present from possible loss and damage. Third, effective file using uniformity for consumers who have switched from one department to the next. The importance of filing system is shown whenever a customer or information professional have to keep their documents safe. They are confidential documents that are extremely valuable and need to be kept top secret. Therefore, an organized filing system will help those confidential documents secure because they are kept in a designated location. This will result in less cases of loss or misplacement. Other than that, a good filing system also helps in building efficiency in an organization. Since every record, documents, and papers have been arranged and organized with the help of classification system, users or customers can easily retrieve their document again. This will lead to many quick response, and this is important for certain organizations so that any decision can be made quickly. A poor records management or improper classification and filing system can be burdensome to an organization. It is known that records management strategies help businesses remain competitive and profitable. Businesses suffer from misunderstanding and data loss if they don't have well-documented record-keeping strategy. Therefore, companies and organizations need to analyze what caused their classification and filing system to fail so that they can prevent it next time. Misplaced, buried, and lost records are all common occurrences. The more important is for largest business and their record collection to prevent damaging or losing their primary copies of paper, which may lead businesses to avoid operating or even close their doors if they are permanently lost. Improper classification and filing system to an organization can fritter away time. Ever since COVID-19, which is a disease caused by a new strain of coronavirus, formerly this disease has been labeled as a global pandemic by the World Health Organization and has invaded every country worldwide. A lot of people have been affected financially, mentally, and also physically. This pandemic also has affected the economic sectors, including information organizations such as records management and archive. Without a conservation strategy, Archival organizations will have to be responsible for keeping their program operating digitally so that they can interact with their consumers even during this pandemic. As a result of the outbreak, archivists have taken part in contemporary work processes to make documents accessible from their home. During this outbreak of the pandemic, the lack of skilled staff to swab patients and prepare test sample in the event of surgical process was a major concern. However, the availability of information was unavailable.
Next is about background information of University Malaysia Pahang. For administrative history, it is established as a technical university on 60 of February 2002 by the Malaysian government. University Malaysia Pahang offer a variety of engineering and technology-based technical programs, including high-level technical and vocational education and training (TVET), ranked as one of the best in research and innovation within the classifications of Malaysian Technical University Network (MTUN) and Non-Research University (Non-RU). UMP is steadfastly committed in innovating and developing unique academic programs through a strategic international collaborations. The vision of University Malaysia Pahang is to be a relevant department by practicing excellent work culture. Meanwhile, the mission of University Malaysia Pahang is committed to champion an excellent work culture and personality based on values, focusing on strategy and guide by achievement by providing quality and efficient services to all customers and stakeholders of the Vice Chancellor's Office. Next is the function and activities of University Malaysia Pahang. For the Academic Affairs Division, it is office inside a campus that is in charge of a range of academic programs and departments. Curriculum initiative, faculty hiring and promotion event, faculty research and teaching, and all academic departments and programs are supported by the head of this office. Academic Affairs is in charge of assisting students with their learning and experience, program initiative, and faculty assistance. This department assists teachers with professional development and creates, revise, and execute policy and procedure as appropriate. University Malaysia Pahang (UMP) enriched the ecosystem of technical and vocational education training (TVET). It was also in line with the higher TVET agenda currently being mobilized in the country. Next is the Student Affairs and Alumni Department's UMP that was found in 2002. They are responsible for managing the student welfare and the student development in their study. This is to achieve the vision, mission, and philosophy of UMP. This department encourages students to participate in activities that develop skills. Besides, they also provide a conducive environment that can stimulate students' development process through infrastructure, services, health accommodations, financial aid, student general welfare, and more.
Now we are moving on to the manual that developed by UMP, which is one of them is Manual on Disposal of Public Records. Here are the objectives of the manual, which is making application for destruction on public records that are mentioned and also not mentioned in Jadual Pengurusan Record, and making application on transferring the public records to the National Archive. And the last one is to verify the destruction of public records. The purpose of this manual is to help UMP to overcome problems that are related to the management, storing, and organizing inactive records. This manual also specified on prohibition of destruction of public records. The next manual is a manual on electronic records. The purpose of this manual is to provide guidance to ensure the continued protection of electronic records in UMP. Therefore, there is an electronic records preservation strategy, which is first is to formulate policies, procedures, and guidelines to provide a formal framework within the organization for the implementation of the strategy. Second is to provide manuals, information and reference leaflets, and training for staff to ensure the conservation strategy is implemented properly. Depending on the approach adopted, this may be involved training for all areas of operations, not just for records and IT personnel. The last one is a plan that clearly sets out how and by whom conservation activities identified in the strategy will be audited. Next, we have the sample of housekeeping or administrative files. Here we have pentadbiran, which is classified as 100, and perundangan as 100-1, khidmat nasihat as 100-1/1, khidmat nasihat or rujukan perundangan as 100-1/1 and /1. Next, we have sample of functional or operating files. As you can see here, there is 600 as pengurusan akademik, 600-1 as perundangan, 600-1/1 as akta or perlembagaan, and 600-1/1 is akta university and college university. There's also 600-1/1 and /2 as perlembagaan university Malaysia Pahang. So now we are moving to the description of pentadbiran, which is under housekeeping files. And we start with the function first, which is pentadbiran as 100, and its description, which is you can read here, perkara-perkara berkaitan perundangan. Next, we have the activity, which is 100-1 as perundangan and the description. After the activity, we have sub-activity, which is 100-1/1, khidmat nasihat and its description, perkara-perkara berkaitan dengan khidmat nasihat dalam pelbagai aspek perundangan. And the last one is transaction, 100-1/1, khidmat nasihat and rujukan perundangan. And its description, perkara berkaitan urusan khidmat nasihat bagi tujuan rujukan perundangan. What was shown just now was about housekeeping files. Now we are moving on to the functional files, the description of functional files. It's pretty similar with the housekeeping files. There are function, there are sub-activity, and so on. So we start with the function, which is 600 pengurusan akademik and its description. 600-1 under activity as perundangan and this description. And the sub-activity 600-1/1 akta perlembagaan and its description. And the last one is the transaction, which is 600-1/1 and /1, which is akta university and college university, or we call it AUKU, and its description.
In conclusions, some argue that record categorization does not work for everyone. It's possible that categorization is one type of context for record that is not always accurate enough. Relationship with documents in a digital environment may be complicated and change over time. Users can utilize different fields of metadata to build other types of context for records if categorization is used as the foundation. For an institution like University Malaysia Pahang, the filing system is the core record-keeping method. It aids in the methodical, effective and transparent coordination of UMP documents and data.